do is draw a picture of it. And I'm going to put angle A here and put 42 degrees here. And angle B, you can put it wherever you want. I'm going to put it up here. And then so side A has to go opposite A, so it's going to go here. And then I'm just going to use C for angle, or for triangle ABC. They want me to solve the triangle. So I need to find angle C, side B, and side C. Do you see where I put B and C? Okay. So I start with my full proportion, meaning an angle and an opposite side. So I'm going to use the law of sines, which would be sine of 42 over 12 equals, oh, whoops, I skipped step 2, didn't I? We need to solve for the missing angle first, sorry. So I add 42 and 61 together, minus that from 180, and I get 77. So there's one of my answers. So now I can do sine of 42 over 12 equals, and I can solve for either of these sides. It doesn't matter which one you do first. We'll do sine of B, which is 61, over little b. Now I can just cross multiply. So I'm going to take out my calculator, and I'm going to do this times this. 12 times sine of 61 equals B times sine of 42. I'm just doing the cross products here, okay? Well, I want to solve for B here, so I'm going to divide both sides by sine of 42, okay? So what I want you to notice here is this right here. What I do, I don't write out the full proportion. I just do make my loop with the 2 that I can multiply right here and divide by the one that, see, you're always going to divide by the one that's with the variable. So multiply the 2 that you can and divide by the one on the outside. I want you to actually put this in your calculator to make sure that you're putting it in your calculator correctly. 12 times sine of 61. Be careful, don't do it like this unless you put parentheses around it, because your calculator will do sine of 61 times 12. So I always put the number in front. So I have 12 times sine of 61 divided by sine of 42. So for side B here, I got 15.7. So that's another, and you can just leave your answers in your triangle. So now I need to find side C. Well, I don't want to use this because this one I rounded, so I'm going to use the proportion that I started with in the beginning here. Again, sine of 42 over 12 equals, but now I'm going to do sine of 77 over C. And again, I'm going to make my loop with the ones that I can multiply and divide by the one on the outside. Put that in your calculator, and for side C, I got 17.5. Now there's a way you can check your answer here. Remember, the angles of a triangle, the bigger the angle, the longer the side. So 77 is my largest angle, so C has to be my longest side. Well, 42 is my shortest, and A has to be, and so that's just a good quick way to check and make sure that you're doing it correctly. Okay, so let's try another one. I draw my picture and put B is 25 and C is 125, and then side B needs to go right here across from angle B. So then I'm going to put my A in here. I'm going to switch back colors. So now I need to find side C, side A, and angle A right here, okay? So the first thing I do is find angle A. I'm going to add these two and get 150, so angle A is 30 degrees. So there's one of my answers. Now my full proportion, where I have an angle and a side, is sine of 25 over 5. And I'm going to use that to solve for A and C. So let's do sine of 125 first. So that would help me find side C, wouldn't it? Because it's opposite the 125. So I'm going to put that in my calculator. I'm going to loop together the 2 that I can. So I'm going to do 5 times sine of 125. And I'm going to divide it by the one on the outside of my loop. And when I approximate that, I just want you to use 1 decimal place. For side C, I got 9.7. So this is 9.7. which is good because it has to be bigger than 5 because 125 is bigger than 25. So now I'm going to solve for side A. I'm going to use the same proportion that they gave me because, like I said, this 9.7 is rounded. So I'm going to use the same sine of 25 over 5, and I'm going to write it as sine of 30 over A, so I can find A now. Again, I'm going to cross multiply like this. So I'm going to do 5 times sine of 30. Sorry, my 5s don't look very good. Over sine of 25. I always multiply the two together and then divide by the one on the outside. I put that in my calculator, and side A, I got 5.9. So I'm going to look at this and make sure this is the smallest angle, that's the smallest side. This is the biggest angle, there's the longest side. So it's just a good way to check your answers, okay? This one right here is in your homework, so I want you to try and do this one on your own. You can check the answers in the back of the book. You need to find angle B, because we have A and C, and then you have side, and so you need to find side A and side C. Those are, when it says solve the triangle, it means find all the missing parts, okay?